Warning: the following video contains strong language that may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Did you hear about what happened? Crazy.
True crime. We online.
Come check us out.
Tune in. It's about to go down.
So we at
True crime. Based on real life events. Every story has two sides.
telling the truth, who telling them lies?
Them on me, anybody with eyes, they can see that this the truth that I am speaking. Blood leaking, what's the reason? No remorse for the family. Where's the justice? We need peace. Another plot twist this deep. Got me on the edge of my
I wonder what's gonna happen next.
Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of Murder and Cocktails, where true crime meets mixology. I'm your host, Nicole and LaChelle, and I am here with my fabulous true crime co-host bestie, LaChelle Walker.
Hey!
We are back, y'all.
Yes.
It's been a minute.
It has.
Life was kicking our ass for a little bit, but here we are, 6 months later.
But we did so much good stuff, like, in that pause. I will say that.
No doubt.
Our kids were, like, doing amazing things, too, so.
Woo.
We were going with purpose.
Yes. Oh, Lord. So, we have some trivia. You ready?
Yup.
Which state in the U.S. has produced the most serial killers?
I shouldn't have laughed. I was just about to give you, like, a city. I was about to do it again. Illinois. I feel. No, hell no. The crazies come from California. C. Crazy California.
You're correct. California. So California is home to many of the most notorious serial killers in U.S. history. We got the Night Stalker, the Zodiac Killer, Charles Manson, Randy Kraft, and Dorothea Puente. That bitch is crazy. Like, for real. So, other states with high numbers include Texas, Florida, and New York. Florida, y'all got some crazy fuckers down there. So, I'm not surprised that y'all on the list. And Texas, y'all just Texas.
Bitch, I'm Texas. Okay.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Big extra plus.
Right? I mean,
like that song.
It just happened.
Song.
Like,
it's a good song. All right. Today we dive into the haunting case of the McStay family, a story that gripped the nation with its mystery and heartbreak. In 2010, Joseph and Summer McStay, along with their young sons Gianni and Joseph Jr., vanished without a trace from their Southern California home. At first, authorities speculated that they had left voluntarily, possibly fleeing to Mexico. But the truth was far from sinister. Driven by greed and betrayal, Joseph's former business associate, Charles Chase Merritt, meticulously planned their
tonight on Murder and Cocktails, we're taking you to Toledo, Ohio, where a community still struggles to come to terms with the horrific loss of 13-year-old Kimani Lateef, a child whose life was taken in a way too brutal. To comprehend. New court filings this week have revealed the extent of the evidence collected against Darnell Jones, also known as Darnell Ogletree, the man accused of abducting, sexually assaulting, and killing young Kimani back in March. And we're not just talking about a few documents. The list includes hours of body cam footage, police interviews with Jones himself, his former girlfriend, his cousin, and even Kimani's grandmother, Dorothy Lateef. Prosecutors also have voicemails, surveillance footage, screenshots, photo logs, and activity timelines, each one painting a clear picture of the events leading up to and following the horrific crime. Authorities say Jones dragged the teen into an abandoned house on Miami Street, just blocks away from where people live their everyday lives. It was there he allegedly slit her throat and left her for dead. Court filings even allege that Jones admitted to the killing during an interview with officers. Yet, still, no motive has been made public. Prosecutors have yet described this as, quote, one of the most heinous sets of facts they've seen in decades. If convicted, Darnell Jones could face the death penalty. And while the legal process is far from over, one thing is certain: the memory of Kimani Lateef is now part of a much larger conversation about justice, community safety, and how we protect our children. Jones, who has pleaded not guilty, appeared in court again on Friday. A tentative trial date has now been set for April 2026, giving prosecutors and defense attorneys ample time to comb through the staggering amount of evidence, over 200 individual pieces. We'll continue to follow this case and bring you updates as they happen. But tonight, we'll hold space for Kimani, her family, and everyone reeling from this devastating loss. If you have any thoughts or comments on today's story, please reach out to us on social media or through our website. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Wow. So
go
he
for it.
admitted.
He did. He did
admit
admit
and
it.
then he's not guilty, is what he pleaded.
That's what he said. But they always plead not guilty first, which is crazy. If you did it, you did it. I mean, just plead guilty.
You said you did it.
And then skip the trial. So one thing that the article did not mention is that Kimani was his daughter.
Oh.
Yeah. They also said that he sexually assaulted her. They also think the cousin is involved. They feel like he was an accomplice. So basically, they went to her house when their grandmother was at work and took her. I think it's really sick. First of all, how could you harm your child? Sexually assault your child and then slit her throat and leave her in an abandoned house.
He's sick as ever. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to tone down on my curse word. Because wow.
I mean, they were looking for her. Her mom, she doesn't live in Toledo, and for whatever reason, she doesn't have custody of her daughter. They were all over social media. They were passing out flyers. They formed search parties. It's very sad. Very, very sad.
And I hate to say this, but it's becoming very common. It just happened here in Arkansas. A father did the same thing to his daughter after proposing to the mother. Because I watched their video. It was an engagement video. It was very beautiful. And then...
So did she say yes or no?
She didn't. She said yes, and then after that, he did what he did to their daughter.
That's crazy.
And the only reason I knew his name is because I watched that video, and then I saw what he did. But that's not the first time me seeing that. It's becoming a very sick thing that's happening. Or we're just becoming more aware of it. I'm not sure, but y'all are fucking sick. I'll just say that.
No doubt. All right, moving on. They were the picture of a happy suburban family. Joseph and Summer McStay, along with their two young sons, Gianni 4 and Joseph Jr. 3, had recently moved into a cozy home in Fallbrook, California, a place known as the Friendly Village in San Diego County. Life was good until it wasn't. On February 4th, 2010, their day started just like any other. Joseph, 40, who ran a decorative fountain business, told his father he was rushing off to a lunch meeting. Summer, 43, chatted with her sister, gushing over her new baby. It was a regular, bustling Thursday until 5:47 p.m. After that moment, the McStays simply disappeared. No calls, no texts, no credit card activity. It was like they went poof, Joseph's mother, Susan Blake, told Killer Motive. You don't know what to think. Days later, Joseph's brother, Michael, crawled through a window into their eerily quiet home. The dogs were abandoned, food rotted on the counters. Summer's prescription sunglasses, something she never traveled without, sat untouched. Yet, there were no signs of a struggle. No broken windows, no blood. Investigators found nothing to suggest foul play. No crime scene, no bodies, and without that, no access to the McStays' financial records either. Detectives pieced together the family's final hours through interviews, surveillance footage, and cell records. Joseph's last known conversation was with business associate Charles Chase Merritt. I talked to him at least twice on his way home, Merritt later told investigators. He may have been stopping to get food. I don't remember. Then came the discovery of the family's Isuzu Trooper, abandoned in a parking lot near the Mexico border. Border security footage even showed a family of 4 walking into Mexico around the time the McStays vanished. Searches on Summer's computer about Spanish language tutorials fueled the idea that they had voluntarily fled. But Susan Blake was convinced otherwise. That's not my son's walk, she said, watching the grainy footage. Despite her certainty, authorities leaned into the Mexico theory. Interpol issued alerts, sightings poured in, none panned out, and leads fizzled. Rumors circled. For 4 agonizing years, no one had answers. It's time for Sip and Solve.
Oh, we bringing the bottles out. What is this? Sip and Solve. We gon' figure this out right now. For sure. Let's get it.
Hey, what you got? Yeah. Hold me up, I'm almost there. Solving crimes, let's get it clear. Glasses in the air, cheers. Sip and solve, that's the call for alcohol. Sip and solve, no, don't drink it all. Hey, hold me up, hold me up, yeah. Hold me up. Sip and solve. Sip and solve. Sip, hold me up. Hold me up. Hold me up. Yeah. Sip and solve. Sippin'.
It's time for our favorite segment, Sip and Solve. Grab your shakers and glasses because we're about to mix up a drink that perfectly complements today's mystery's dark twists and turns. Today's featured cocktail is the Cuban Peach, courtesy of Bartender Vault. Start by muddling the fresh peach slice in the bottom of a cocktail shaker to release its juices and flavor. Fill the cocktail shaker with ice. Add the white rum, peach schnapps, lime juice, and simple syrup to the shaker. Fill the rocks glass with ice. Strain the mixture over the ice in each glass. Garnish with a peach wedge and a sprig of fresh mint for a vibrant and aromatic touch. Serve immediately and enjoy your Cuban Peach. That sounds good.
It does.
A complicated drink order.
In November 2013, the desert finally gave up its secrets. A dirt biker stumbled across a small skull in the Mojave Desert near Victorville. 2 shallow graves were uncovered, revealing the skeletal remains of Joseph, Summer, Gianni, and Joseph Jr. Buried alongside them, a sledgehammer and an electrical cord wrapped around Joseph's neck. Autopsies confirmed what investigators feared. The family had been brutally beaten to death with blunt force trauma to their heads and faces. In 2014, police arrested Chase Merritt, the family friend and business associate who had been one of the last people to speak to Joseph. I would never hurt him, never hurt Summer, Gianni, or Joseph Jr., Merritt protested. He was my best friend. But prosecutors painted a different picture. They argued that Joseph had been planning to cut Merritt out of his waterfall business after suspecting him of stealing money. Evidence showed thousands of dollars in forged checks written and cashed by Merritt after the McStays went missing. His cell phone also placed him near the burial site in the days following the disappearance. And he had even called to try and close Joseph's online bookkeeping account. During a turbulent trial in 2019, Merritt's defense team insisted the evidence was circumstantial and floated the idea that another associate might have had motive. The judge rejected the theory outright, calling it unsupported by credible evidence. In June 2019, a jury convicted Merritt on 4 counts of murder. 6 months later, he was sentenced to death. At sentencing, Merritt lashed out, blaming prosecutors, accusing witnesses of lying, and even trying to have the judge removed. His protest fell on deaf ears. How could you beat 2 precious little babies? How scared were they, Chase? Susan Blake demanded in court, staring Merritt down. You are a low-life baby killer. No doubt. Today, Merritt sits on death row at San Quentin State Prison. Though executions in California remain halted under Governor Gavin Newsom's moratorium. The McStay's family history and the trial that followed. The McStay's family history and the trial that followed are chronicled in ID's explosive limited series, 2 Shallow Graves, now streaming on Max. Good watch. I highly recommend it. Offering an unprecedented inside look at the case that stunned a nation and shattered a family. As we reach the end of this chilling episode of Murder and Cocktails, we want to thank you, our fantastic listeners, for joining us on this dark and mysterious journey. Your enthusiasm for true crime and mixology makes each episode truly special. Before we wrap up, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform to stay updated on our latest concoctions of crime and cocktails. And, of course, share the love by leaving a review. Your feedback keeps the spirits high and the stories flowing. Remember to visit our website, truecrimemeetsmixology.com, for the cocktail recipe of the week, the Cuban Peach, inspired by today's episode, and to check out our favorite things. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep those glasses full. Cheers to the mysteries that keep us coming back for more.
Ooh, that show was good. I can't wait for the next one to come out. Binging on the podcast. Hope true crime never run out. What's gonna happen in the next episode? Nobody don't know. I'm in suspense. This get intense. No turning back now. I'm all in. True crime. We online. Tune in. It's about to go down. True crime. True crime. Based on real life events.